First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming here to pay tribute to Harvey Rubin's life. I want to thank the family. I want to thank rabbis. Especially want to thank Jason Goldstein, who made sure that this funeral should be done in the most respected way. I want to thank Carol, the law guardian, who was much more than a lawyer. I almost feel like she's part of the family. You're an amazing person, and I so much appreciate you doing everything you've done, and also for bringing your mother, who I had the pleasure of meeting. It's really been a pleasure to know both of you. I also want to thank just about all the doctors and nurses who did so much for Harvey with so much love and so much caring. Just a few hours before he passed away, I had a meeting with Carol, several doctors, several nurses, and we spoke for a long time about how to best provide care for him and make sure that whatever life that was still in him should be done with dignity and care and pain-free. I also want to thank all my friends, some who didn't even know Harvey, who came so that we can have a minyan. I want to thank Rodney for making this trip. He was a good friend, a nephew to Harvey, and I appreciate everything that you've done for him. And lastly, I want to thank Marilyn for being a good sister to him and for having a relationship with Harvey. After Larry died, it was just the two of them, and the way they were able to hold on to the sibling relationship. I was really honored to be witness to that on so many occasions. About 45 years ago, a short and stubby man came to my office in the nursing home, and in his mouth was a short and stubby cigar. He told me he worked for Atlantic City, and he came to give us a mercantile license. The nursing home business was not that good at the time, and the last thing I needed was another inspection. I asked him, what do you need to see? What do you need to inspect? He looked at me, he looked at my yarmulke, and he says, just give me $10. I'll put a sticker on the door, you're good to go. He did ask me for a favor. He says that he had a son, Harvey, who was in the air freshening business, where he would put in air fresheners in bathrooms, and he had about 50 bathrooms he was doing around Atlantic City. He said that he noticed that around my offices there were a few bathrooms if I could give him business. I told him to bring Harvey in the following day. They both came in, and I told him, how about if I give you 200 bathrooms? We had the largest nursing home in New Jersey, and we had 200 bathrooms. And that started a relationship which lasted for 45 years. I was very close to Sam and Jean, Harvey's parents. My children's pictures were hanging in their house. I was there 4 or 5 times a week. I made them a 50th wedding anniversary. It was my honor to do it. And throughout all this, I got to know Harvey better than I think anybody else. And I want to share my personal experiences with him, which basically will show what kind of a person he was. With certainty, he was really an amazing person, with so many wonderful qualities. I think number one I want to talk about is his respect and honor for his parents, especially his mother. He was there every night, making sure that there was food in the house. And his mother was just as nice to him. And they had dinner every night, and this was something very special to watch. Sometimes I would come a little earlier and I'd wanted to have a drink, and Jean would tell me, no, you can't drink from that cup, that's Harvey's cup. Another amazing quality of Harvey was that he really showed his appreciation and always thanked everybody for everything, no matter how small it was. This is a rare trait that we find with people. He was also extremely honest. If I gave him $20 to go out and buy me something in the store, he came out with the exact change, and sometimes I would tell him, don't bother me with the change, with the pennies and nickels, but he insisted. If I sent him to the casino and we were partners and I gave him some money to gamble, he came back, win or lose, with an exact accounting. Harvey was really a great friend. Sometimes you have people, you meet somebody, and they ask, how are you? And they don't really care. But Harvey was genuinely concerned, not only with me, but with my family, my father, my brother Sidney, and of course Shira, who most of you here know. Harvey was a very proud man. Whatever he could do for himself, he didn't want others to do for him. He didn't use people. He was proud. He was very brave. He was willing to try anything. He was very brave, even when he started coming down with illnesses. He approached it like a man, and he was extremely brave. He would tell me always, he goes, I don't want to die, but I'm not scared of dying. He was very gentle. He was kind to anyone who was kind to him. He loved all of God's creations, especially birds. He absolutely adored them. Another amazing quality of Harvey is that he was never jealous. He really had joy when someone he knew, his friend, had something, even though he didn't have it. He would go overboard with joy. I would get a new car every 2 or 3 years. He was so excited to see it and so happy for me. No jealousy whatsoever. This also is something very rare. Harvey was very proud to be Jewish. And even though he was not really a person that came to shul often, but if I needed him to make a minyan, he was there. Like today, we have people who came especially to make a minyan. Unfortunately, Harvey cannot be counted into that. But he helped us out, and he would get on a bus, and sometimes it would take him an hour or two to get to our synagogue, but he came, and he was happy to do it. Something else about Harvey, which I have to mention. He never sat down to eat without offering me first. He didn't, like some people, they'll eat and then they'll say, you want some? He would not start eating until he offered me something. And as many times as I told him that I can't eat what he has because I have a higher standard of kosher, he still always offered me. He did the right thing, he offered me. And when I couldn't eat, he would say, Milton, it doesn't feel right for me to just to eat and you're not having anything. Let me get you at least a soda. That's the kind of person he was. He always bought me and others birthday gifts. And he wrapped them. Most of the time it was in aluminum foil, but at least he felt that it was a gift and it needed to be wrapped. Harvey was really a special man. We will miss him. We loved him, and we pray that you will have a peaceful rest, and we will never forget you, and you will always be in our memories. Thank you.